I'ma tell you now, you need some guidance in your life. I'ma tell you now, you might be blinded by the light. You a goddamn fool, the pilot man flew. Like, yeah, esoteric like some DMV. Like the pictures that I gotta have your ass in 3. This shit is uncut and I ain't talking BT. I'ma tell you right now, you just have BMT. That's right. Like us and fly. If you ain't spiritual, well, look, I hope you caught her eyes. I'm passing God, can you show me your signs so I can know how to approach it where to draw the line. That's right. You was wondering the court of law. Yeah, prosecutor trying to sort it out. Yeah,
I got hiccups. And I burped at the same time. What the fuck?
Yeah, you know that you can't afford it all, so you gotta get the straps. Please don't make me nervous, bitch. Like I'm 50 Cent. 50 before I die, best believe I'm getting rich. I'll be in the sky before a nigga in a ditch. That's right, yeah. Bitches flights. I'ma tell you now, you need some guidance in your life. I'ma tell you now, you might be blinded by the light. You a goddamn fool. The pilot man flew. Flight off. You know how to stand shit. The pilot man ain't never met a bitch. He always be high on the cannabis. So we in the sky, why you panicking? Any problems that I got, I can handle it. And I will never do no panic. Oh my God, I'll never jam again. I'ma leave you stuck and still like a mannequin. My propellers on my plate is ahead of shit. And bitch, I'm ready to some candles lit. But you get lit up like some candlesticks. Just like MC Hammer, I'll leave desert bitch. You won't survive, I'm on a benefit. Shit because your ass came round. Take your ass to a 360. Turn your ass into James Brown. Yeah. Now watch him drop and fall. Some shit that could nobody stop at all. Can't tell me that a bride is not the call. You wonder why that bitch forgot to draw. Flight off. Get this trash. Please don't make me nervous, bitch. Like I'm 50 Cent. 50 before I die, best believe I'm getting rich. I'll be in the sky before a nigga in a ditch. That's right, yeah. Bitches flights. I'ma tell you now, you need some guidance in your life. I'ma tell you now, you might be blinded by the light. You a goddamn fool. The pilot man flew. Flight off.
Yo, it's that. Alright. What's up, y'all? Hey, man. Anyway, I sound like anime. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? My first live on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about daily and the energies in the sky right now. You know what I'm saying? We got the sun in Sagittarius, Moon in Gemini, Mercury in Capricorn, Venus in Sagittarius, Mars in Gemini, Jupiter in Pisces. So to break that all down in a bunch, you know what I'm saying? The sun in Sagittarius, we're gonna be finding new ways and how to express things in a religious, spiritual, educational, more free thinking kind of way. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be very open to a lot of ways on how to see shit, right? Especially with the moon being in Gemini, because we want to be communicative. So we got a lot of mutable energies in the sky. You know what I'm saying? With sun being Sag, the moon being in Gemini, Venus being in Sagittarius, Mars being in Gemini, Jupiter being in Pisces, Neptune being in Pisces. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of mutable shit, and then a lot of times we could be a lot free for a lot of shit in our lives. You know what I'm saying? Because with the moon being in Gemini, we're gonna be communicating different ways on how to see shit in a air like way. You know what I'm saying? Because the moon is our emotions, and I'm a moon Gemini, so I understand these energies a lot too. My Mars is also in Gemini too, so I understand this shit a lot. So it's gonna be like we're gonna either be with the energies or not fucking with the energies. It depends on how your days is going. So far I'm not fucking with these energies. Maybe it's because these are my energies, but I'm fucking with it in general, right? Now, we got Mercury in Capricorn, right? So the way we think is gonna be in a cardinal Earth way. So we're gonna be trying to situate ourselves in an earthy way, right? Don't think too hard in things in times like these, because if thinking too hard ain't really gonna get you nowhere, because it's gonna get you in a space of trying to over analyze a situation in your life. And when you over analyze shit in your life, it may not end up well. You know what I'm saying? It may not. It may end up. You may end up having a false illusion in your mind and jumping in that mind state of the way of thinking and just going along with that, going with the flow. And it's not always good to go with the flow because when you go with the flow, you know what I'm saying, you may not know if that water is going to a sewer, it's going down the waterfall, it's going down the toilet. You know what I'm saying? All that shit. Not a lot of times it's not good to go with the flow. It's good to construct a stable way of thinking and then analyze that situation in general. Now, with Venus being in Sagittarius, the way we express our love, express our kindness, express our and that's express our just our you know what I'm saying? Our shit like that. It's gonna be in a mutable fire way. So we're gonna be having different perspectives and how we find love in that way. You know what I'm saying? Venus doesn't really do good in Sagittarius at all because Venus likes, Venus does good in Taurus and Libra. But if with being in Sagittarius, it's gonna be like a fiery way of love. You know what I'm saying? We have a fiery way of having our love. We may think what we're doing is the right thing, the way we express our love and shit like that, but it really may not, just because the way it is. So a lot of times we may think, oh, I'm gonna express my love in this kind of way, so I can get to this situation in my life and get to this certain point in my life. And no, believe me, shit like that ain't even gonna go take you too far in life. Because when you do shit like that, you really start to realize that you start to reap what you sow. You start to love somebody, over love somebody in a way that you shouldn't be doing that, because you may think that that's the right thing to do, because you may think that how you were raised, or it's really not. Well, it could be like that, but it's really just the energies in the sky and shit like that. So for the most part, if you just currently just have your own unique way in how you show your love and expression in your communicator, because Mercury being a Capricorn too. So if you have a nice constructed way in how to see shit, but know where that direct your love, then you're on your way. Like you're doing a good way. You're doing a good justice in this world. You know what I'm saying? And type shit. And you can actually you know what I'm saying, get to certain places that you're trying to get to in the spiritual realm. For y'all to understand what I'm saying. Now, with Mars being in Gemini, these are my energies. My Mars is in Gemini, so that's kind of like the way we express ourselves, right? It's gonna be like we gonna have we gonna be passionate in the air. Like Mars doesn't do good in Gemini, but we gonna have a passionate way how to express ourselves in an air-like way. Now Mars is already fire. You know what I'm saying? Mars is good in Aries, but Mars is in Gemini right now. So Mars is already a fire sign. So it has Jupiter. Uh, I hope the connection is still working. Anyway, so yeah, let's add Jupiter with that shit. So with with that being said, you being a more in that more passionate way, in a air-like way, if you know how to direct your internal passions in a way, then you can actually focus that on your skill, on your skills, on your work, on your passions, on your job, whatever, on your entertainment shit, and your music shit, on your business shit, on all that good stuff, and you know how to direct that in a good way. Now, if now you got Jupiter and Pisces. Jupiter actually does well in Pisces. You know what I'm saying? And with the Sun being Sag, that's actually those Jupiter, Sun being Sag, Jupiter being Pisces. So it's actually both signs, because Jupiter also does good in Sagittarius too. But that with both signs, with that both of them being both in Sun and Sag, Jupiter and Pisces, that's kind of we're gonna be really really spiritual these times. Even if you're not spiritual, and let's say you're a spiritual one in the group, right? In your your group of friends, right? And you're expressing a way how to see things, and it's spiritual. A lot of times, your friends may not understand what you're saying, but during the long run, in their mind, they're thinking, "But that's gonna make sense, though." You know what I'm saying? They thinking like, "But that's the right way how to see it." Now, fuck the bullshit. If what you're saying really is making sense and it's spiritual, and you don't gotta worry about the buttercream lands and bullshit and shit like that, motherfuckers will fuck with you, and just because you're you. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you're in a certain way, if you're like thinking like if you're already in that energy thinking like they're not gonna fuck with you no way. You're kind of already setting yourself up for failure. You're kind of not, so you're not really riding the wave in a way. You kind of just fucking up. You kind of just being useless in a way, in that sense. So with the Sun and Sag, Jupiter and Pisces, you got to take advantage of that. We're in a spiritual time right now. We're actually in a very, very spiritual time right now. People, even if they're not spiritual, like you can still find ways in how to relate that, and it's like if like if they're not into astrology, spirituality, you can still find a way in how to insert that in their lives, like insert that in a conversation. Like you have a conversation in your job, and you can just random mind thing pops up in your mind. Yo, ask this cat what their zodiac is. You know what I'm saying? Or ask this chick what her zodiac is. If they say, oh yeah, I'm this sun sign, and then you ask their moon sign, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm not too far ahead of that, or I'm not into that. You might have thought you brought up something that okay, that's mine. Yeah, you might have thought you brought up something that wasn't important, but deep down, how they think is, yeah, that I don't think that makes sense. But what they said, at least I can know that people take this shit serious, and that they can actually it can actually manifest in their lives where they actually take astrology serious. They actually start taking it. Let me look at what time I was born. Let me look up this shit. Let me take this shit serious. Let me see what this shit is about. You know what I'm saying? When you're more into shit like that, you find ways in how to collect your thoughts and get to a better path in your life. You know what I'm saying? Like it's weird. Like if you're spiritual, you understand what I'm saying. If you're into astrology, you know what I'm saying. You gotta be into shit like that. And even if you're not into it, shit like that, and you're watching, so you're not into astrology, at least I can open up your mind, free up your way of thinking. Is uh be like, oh, at least I can get to a certain point in my life where I can think a certain way that people don't find it weird. Like if you're not into astrology, you can just have that kind of think mindset that maybe I should get into shit like this and see where that's leading to in my life. You know what I'm saying? And get that situated. But shit like that. But yeah, that's just an example. You know what I'm saying? That's just you know what I'm saying? But Saturn being Aquarius, Saturn is kind of what we're stable and what our business shit is on. What how far we can go with shit, and that's an Aquarius. So that's kind of like if it's fixed air, then your business savvy way, your extraness, you know what I'm saying? It's an Aquarius. So you got to find a way in how to create a fixed air way and how to see shit in an air like way. So even if you're not doing anything in business, create something in your mind that you're doing something with your business. Like just, or if you're talking to somebody and you know you're not doing something with your business, just create a mentality that you're doing something. You don't gotta say bring up business. Just create a mentality in your mind you're doing something, like whether it be for God or whatever, just you doing something, and it's gonna lead you out of that situation where you actually become someone like a business person, a businessman, a business associate, a business prospect, all that shit. You just and it's not just business. Saturn isn't just business. This is an example I'm making. It's more than that, other shit like that. But when you get there like that, you can understand that and get more like-minded, if that makes sense. If you understand what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? With your Uranus being Taurus, that's been there for a while. Now these energies already, Uranus and Taurus. Now this is kind of like a funny energy, right? You know what I'm saying? Uranus is like what our uniqueness, like our like it's kind of like you can bring it, you can tie it to how we see on the internet, shit like that, and all that good stuff. It's kind of like the Taurus. So shit like that, it's gonna be like you may be like be your recommendations may be a share like if you like watch like food, ASMR food shit like that, uh like uh like something like enjoyment shit like that. uh this is an example. Or if you're in your real life, right, and you in your community, you're with people and they just start talking about like what they're into and shit like that, and it may sound unique and weird, but it may not be weird at that moment in a moment like that, just because Uranus is in Taurus. So it's like it's you can't get them out of it. It's like they're stable in that, and if they think they're stable in that, they're stable in that. You can't get them out of that way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like shit like that. And I'm just gonna do Neptune and Pisces, and I ain't gonna get to Pluto, Chiron, all that shit. I'm just gonna get Neptune. Neptune's gonna be the last one. I'm gonna get some get spiritual. Neptune being in Pisces. Now Neptune's good in Pisces, but this is gonna be we all gonna be dreamlike. We all gonna be thinking thinking in a dream world. We all gonna be finding ways in how to uh you know what I'm saying, figure out ways in how to tie spirituality to some shit too. Like some that's like Sag, Jupiter being in Pisces, Neptune being in Pisces is kind of like you got a lot of shit that you can tie to spirituality and shit, things of that nature, and it's tied to your mutable shit. You might want to be more free. You might want to be more open minded. Like me, like I ain't gonna hold you. Like I like to be free too. I like to be open minded. I like to have shit. You know what I'm saying? Like some spirit, I'm a Taurus, so I don't even and a stellium with that. So, but I don't know why it's like I'm more of a uh like more. I like to be free. So maybe it's because of my rising. I'm a Sag Scorpio. I got, but I don't. You're not really your rising sign. You're more of your moon sign. So you're more of it. It's kind of like that. But to get off that point, you know what I'm saying? You just shit like that. You're more into the way you see something, and if it's not like that, you're open to new ways and how to see it with the Neptune being in Pisces. So it's kind of like we're all in this together in a way. We all got to be like if you're not connecting with a soul group right now, or if you're not connected with like-minded people, it's gonna be kind of hard for you because you're not really with people that match your frequency, vibration, your energy. And if you are with certain people that you're not fuck with right now, if you're in a mind if you're in a mind state of, oh yeah, but this is just gonna be for a while, and I know I'm gonna be out of the situation just like that, then eventually it'll manifest when you get out of that situation and be with more like-minded people and things of that nature and get that shit situated and shit like that. But that was just an example. And now we done astrology right there. Now we get to talk spirituality. Now we get let's talk about. Now I think I talked about this in my I didn't well I try to make a, if y'all want to know why I'm on YouTube right now, it's because I was trying to go on my phone and make some videos, but I had no storage. My shit kept going off every time I get deep. It shit is switched off, and so I said, the next best thing is my laptop. I'm just going to go on YouTube live, and I can actually go live on my laptop. My phone I can't go live, so that's kind of weird. So I might just start going live on the laptop. So when I start traveling, I'm gonna bring this shit with me out everywhere I go and shit, things of that nature, and my microphone and shit like that and all. But yeah. But yeah, I was talking about certain things when you when you commit yourself with a job, right? Let's say you box, or let's say you're a dancer, or a ballerina, ballet, right? Now, let's say you box, right? And you don't do it for the fun. You don't do it because you enjoy it, right? You do it for the money. Now, you're basically selling your soul because you're doing something for a certain to get to a certain statistic in life, to get to a certain stardom in your life, to get to a certain money in your life, to get to a certain whatever you're trying to get to. You're doing all that. You're sacrificing your external for 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 something from this world, and this world ain't shit, and you ain't shit too. So stop trying to be shit. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're in that energy of trying to be shit from this world, you start getting all the universe starts giving you all, like, kicking your ass in a way, like starts giving you all the shit that you don't need in your life, right? Now let's talk about like, let's say you're a boxer, right? And you do it for the money, right? You're like, your record is like you're 100 wins and 0 losses, right? Now I got a lot of friends that watch sports and boxing and things of that nature. I'm not into shit like my brother. He's into boxing and UFC shit like that. They be telling me about, yeah, this certain cat, yeah, they were doing this good, and then they did had another fight and they lost, like, and they never lost in their life, and like, fuck, why they do this? Like, they fuck themselves over. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, they're doing this for the money. They're doing this for the fan. They're doing this for to get to a certain. They're doing this for like an ego or something. If they really enjoyed it, they wouldn't even give. They would have like they probably would have a couple losses. But if they're doing it because they enjoy it, they probably be more popular than a person that has 0 losses because just because the certain mind state they create for themselves is actual, they're doing it because they actually have a sense of enjoyment doing it, right? Now, let's say now, God forbid, right? Let's say they get into a fight, right? And they doing it for the money, right? And they fuck up one of their external body parts, and then their organs, right? Let's say they go blind, they go deaf or something. They forever break their nose, so their nose can never be the same. Man, they got some brain damage, so they probably retarded now. They get some organ damage, so they can't, rib damage, and broken something in their leg area, in the arms, some shit like that. Now that's they kind of they what they did is they really manifested that in the spiritual realm. They were in a certain state of thinking. They was in a certain vibration where they jumped in that spaceship, they went to that destination, and went there uh, looking in search. And when you're in search, that's when you know you're lost. So they were already doing something for money, for stardom, for success, for all that shit. And I ain't saying success is a bad thing. I'm just saying this, when you're doing it, like when you're doing it, but you're doing it with no goal and no intent. You're just doing it just for like some bullshit, like for bitches or whatever, or you know what I'm saying. You're not doing it because you actually enjoy it. You're doing it because of some other shit, right? Now, when you do that, right, you act, what you do to yourself is you actually manifest wrong what you call, you say wrong time, no, wrong moment, wrong time. How you say damn, I this is my mind. Wrong moment, wrong time. Wrong time, wrong moment, whatever you say. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, but so when you do shit like that, it's kind of like you're in a you do it because you fuck yourself over. You weren't supposed to be in that type of, you know what I'm saying. If y'all get what I'm saying, you're just doing it because you're just doing it. Like, you're not doing it because you like to have fun with it. Like Mayweather's a perfect example. I ain't saying what he's doing is bad or good. I'm just saying it. I'm just talking, right? Now, we know Mayweather. I think he's never lost in his life or whatever like that. And when he does it, we see the kind of mindset he got money, he got all that shit. You know what I'm saying? All that shit. He correlates himself the way he correlates himself. He know when he's home, he just listens to music with money. It has to have money in it, like yeah, I got money, yeah, money, whatever you listen to, money, whatever that shit. It it's kind of like it's a. And I'm not saying what he's doing is wrong, whether he does it or not, but that kind of shit in his mind, it's like he's programming his mind to be in a certain space, and whether that space is negative or positive, you just look at his life. And I don't know his astrology signs are. I'm not really into that. You know what I'm saying? But whatever he is, he you can't say what he's doing is wrong. You can't say what he's doing is right. All you gotta say is what he's doing is what he's doing, and it is what it is. And he's a celebrity. He's been doing this shit for a while now. So it's kind of like why I brought him up is just for that sole purpose of letting you know that if you're just doing it and you're in a neutral space, you're just doing it just because you're just doing it. If ands or buts, like the likes, the dislikes, the money, the non-money, the bitches, the no bitches, the all that shit. You just, what you're doing is kind of like you're kind of in the middle. Like Malcolm in the Middle. Yeah, Malcolm. I never watched that show. I always heard it. I always heard it for some reason, but I don't know what the show's about. But yeah, you're just in the middle, and you're just watching, like you're it's like you jumped in that mind, and what he's doing is just observing that what can happen and what can't happen, and what his limits is, and what his non-limits are. And what's going on is that whatever he's doing, he's in a certain space where he can actually get to certain positions, because where the few hands he shook or whatever like that, he's in a space where he can actually achieve certain abilities and certain goals, certain, like, you know what I'm saying, dollar signs, or he can fight in a fight and makes billions and millions and shit like that. Just because of the way he already his mind is already in. Like, you can't just have some random fighter talking about, yeah, I'm trying to fight, well, billions. Nah, it ain't gonna happen. You gotta be in a certain mind already. So these cats, when they picked Mayweather or whatever like that, or whatever, when it slept, you know what I'm saying, when he was already doing his shit, he was already in a certain mind of thinking, a certain way of thinking. So they already see that from a mile away, seeing how he is and how he would be in certain places and events and shit like that. But yeah, I ain't, it's not about him. I was just an example. But like, yeah, and then let's say you do ballerina and you're a dancer or whatever, right? You can fuck up your 12th house area, your feet. You know what I'm saying? All that shit. Y'all watch that? I talk about this. Y'all watch that Black Swan movie where that chick? She was like a one. She wanted to be a ballerina, the top ballerina, and she had like issues where she had like a demonic side to her, and she had like an angelic side, which would just be her. And she would do it like the way like, and every time she would become that demonic or that scary scary side, and be when she's really in her natures, like when she's really like in her natures and type shit. So it'd be like she's kind of like she does the sport for a desire. Like she's not doing it like, and then you see it later in the movie. She starts losing herself. Like she's more free and like blossom and like how I say this and like angelic. You know, so she's like she's more in the thought realm, right? Because I can't even talk. She's more like creating. She's more so like trying to pinpoint an access, an area, what she's trying to be like. She's trying to create her character, if that makes sense, in the dancing industry, in the ballerina industry, right? And to get to that certain I stardom, she has to sacrifice certain organly and bodily functions. So there's a scene when I think like it was nasty, bro. She she had a skin peel and she peeled that shit. She was like in the bathroom. She peeled all that shit off her skin and she was like, "Oh, what the fuck is going on with me?" That's kind of an allegory of when you're lost, when you're deep in the way of thinking, when you're deep in the desire, when you start to live in that feeling, that vibe, that you know what I'm saying, that water cycle. You create that thought and you have that feeling. They have sex with each other, and it creates that energy. It creates your kids, that the actual star, like the not the Stargate, like the actual world. And that world she created was helly as hell, like holistic. Like she was lost in, like, that's why they say don't preach out of your feelings, preach out of your thoughts, your logic. She was already in her feelings, logic, and her like this the skin, this body. This is your daughters of men. So this is what you receive. You know what I'm saying? This is what you be. Your sons of God is your mind. Your daughters of men is your flesh, right? So when she was peeling off her skin and shit like that, you can tell she's already in the dark. She's deep, uh, deep, like she was in some deep shit. Like she's already in a fucked up way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like she's already like every time like she would go to that dark side. You can tell she's doing that Nate. She's in that bubble. She's in that way of thinking, feeling because of a desire. She's doing it for the sport, and she's doing it because and whether I don't think she was doing it for money. I think she did it because she wanted to be like the best at it. She wanted to be the best. Like she had a competition with some other chick, and then I think they were fighting over this the instructor, the man, the teacher, and then like that's and it's like every time she felt like when she was in her thought she couldn't be with that man, like she couldn't be with the teacher. You know what I'm saying? But anytime she would go in her feelings, she'd be art. She would be like open. She'd be just expressing herself. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like she's more like how I say this. Like it's kind of an allegory of just when you're more in your feeling, you manifest more because you're in your if what depending on how you feel. Like they're feeling what it was called Black Swan. That's the movie too, the Black Swan. But anytime she was in the Black Swan, and we all know um uh motherfucking I think I might be incorrect, but I might be correct. Swans can't fly; they just doves. So that's like in the Bible they were calling that like demonic, like because they couldn't fly. I think it was a dove or a swan, but they both can't fly anyway. But when they call you a swan or a dove or things like those are the birds that can't fly or rooster or that shit, chicken. Like that's kind of like that's an allegory of like you ain't shit in a way. Like you're a person lost in your desires and you don't know how to get out of it. When they call, so you know what I'm saying. I forgot. I don't know if I'm correct with the swan, but I'm pretty sure swans can't fly. I need to look it up, make sure I'm right. Cause I don't want to be talking about my ass. Uh, Yeah, swans can't fly. I ain't tripping. The ones with the big neck and the beaks and shit, yeah, they can't fly. So when they talk about being a black swan, not only is black receiving and feminine and all that shit, and the emotion like the demon, a swan is also when they call the spirit a swan or a dove, that's like a spirit that ain't shit. Like you know what I'm saying, that it's not that ain't can't go far in life. You can never get into your thought. You're always lost in your feeling. So when she every time she became the black swan, she would always become confident. She always not give a fuck what people think. She always like, so it's like gifts and curse to everything. It's like yeah, she's more electric. She's more like she can do more, but the curse is that she can't. She's kind of like mentally ill. She can't get back to her angel. She can't get back to her and she also thought she couldn't dance. I watched this a while ago, so I may not remember all of it, but yeah, she also thought she couldn't dance as well when she wasn't in the Black Swan energy. She always thought anytime she was, I'll find her name too, but she always thought anytime she was in the angelic type of energy, whatever like that, she would be like more. She wouldn't be as like freaky or whatever they would try to pinpoint at her, things like that. Like I remember, it also got so deep that like because it's like she wanted to be with the teacher. The man told her like go home and masturbate type shit because he wanted her to be in the feeling, not the low chakras. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of because because he couldn't like he was trying his hardest to get with her type shit, but she wasn't feeling it because she was too angelic. It's kind of like an allegory when you're too much in your thought, lost in your headspace. Your spirit sees the point of view from these minds, from these chakras. So you're not in your root space. So you're not seeing the desire, your manifestations, how you will things to your life. You're seeing more of the spaces of how you created your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your teeth, all that shit. So it's kind of like you know what I'm saying. If y'all understand what I'm trying to say, and and I know that's that black. I kind of broke down. I did just break down the movie Black Swan and how it correlates to how when you're lost in the desire of this world, you don't see another way of how to see it, but you're doing it because of how you feel like I'm just doing it. I feel like I don't know if this is good, but I feel like it's good. You know what I'm saying? I know this is bad, but I feel like it's yeah. I know this is bad, but I feel like it's good. You know what I'm saying? All that shit. And then her being a female too. You know, females are walking vibrations, so it's kind of like uh they're already in the emotional realm, so they're already receiving shit already that we don't be known about. So already she's already in that space of like just being herself. She's already manifesting shit by default. You know what I'm saying? Like her body, like her how she was shit looked like she was skinny and shit. So you know what I'm saying, like you know what I'm saying, she looked good, like she looked good and shit like that. So they were already people already eyeing her. Even the girls too. One of the girls too, I think. But yeah, but that's besides the point. I was just a little breakdown of the movies, but like with shit like that, when you're spiritual, you just see all these like movies now suck. I think that movie was back in 2012, 11, 10, some shit like that. So 2012 was like the last shift of good movies. Like 2012 was like the last shift of like good movies for real though, because like I think I think that's when I might be wrong. I think that's when let's see. Let's see real quick. A certain planet was in something in the sign. Uh, yeah, I think that was when Uranus was in Aries. I might be incorrect though, but I'm trying to pick. But yeah. So that was already when how people we were trying to create new ways, not carnal fire ways, and how to ex, uh, execute certain scenes and scenarios in life, and they nowadays shit sucks. Like movies suck nowadays. Like nigga, I seen that Black Panther 2. Man, listen, that shit was garbage, dude. Like I didn't even want to break down what was going on. Like I could knew a little, but I didn't even want to go deep. And that shit made no sense. That shit was like y'all know king woman, queen woman shit like that. I didn't watch. I haven't watched that, but I kind of had a sense of thought that they were trying to go with that sort of narrative. Like it was weird, but I was not fucking with that movie at all. Like I think it was during Thanksgiving. Uh, uh, motherfucking. I was like a family meet type shit. Yeah, motherfuckers like I didn't even pay for the ticket. It was free. I went along because motherfuckers it was a family shit. Motherfucker like it was like I was with my cousins, my cuddies. I was with you know what I'm saying, shit like that. We just watching that. I was like, oh shit, this shit's garbage. And I was the only nigga in the movie. Like I remember there's a scene. What was it? Oh, I seen Michael B. Jordan. I was only happened during that scene. I forgot. I think he died in the first movie. I forgot about that. I think when the Black Panther, when the female Black Panther, right, when she I think she went to this some world, right, and she was like she seen him, and I was like yes. I was the only person that was hyped for that because I was like, nigga, they could have made him Black Panther for this movie, and it could have been way better. I know he died, but they could have found a way to revive him and make him Black Panther too. Like, nigga, that would have been so much harder. I mean, I can't think for y'all. I can't be like, oh, but do it this way. Like, nigga, just like, nigga, use common sense. But yeah, my God, shut off this heater. Hold on, y'all. My God, shut off this heater. It's hot, this bitch. All right, but yeah, like shit like that. Yeah, that shit was garbage. But yeah, I was so. But yeah, what the? I blew my nose too. But yeah, take these glasses off. Uh, bro. So I mean, it just shit like that. When you're spiritual, you can see it like shit in like real life play out in like life in general, like and shit like that. And I don't know if I have a video that should be uploaded now. Let me see. I think it's how to produce a product. Oh shit. I think let me see. It's uploaded. I'm producing a product. Yep. It's uploaded. Yeah, so yeah, I basically just talked about like producing like a product. I don't want to get too close. This is weird when I get too close to the camera. Like, too close. But yeah, producing a product like always get to produce like a product. You know what I'm saying? Because when you produce a product in your life, you got something to value. You got something to like not sacrifice, but you got something to like. Y'all know that story in the Bible. I forgot how it goes because I don't really read. I don't really read the Bible like that, but I understand what they be trying to say. Like I understand the good out of it, and I know I leave the bullshit out of it. I think that one nigga, y'all know what I'm talking about. His cat sacrificed his son. Like you know what I'm talking about, and like whatever it was, that's kind of what you do when you uh produce a what I say produce a product, right? Like it's kind of like you create, you have something to give, you have something to sacrifice, you have something to give, and then you try to give it to God, whatever. You have something to give to your spirit, like create. You know what I'm saying? Like emit out so people can understand like where you're coming from, what kind of ideas you can come up with. You know what I'm saying? And that baby is supposed to be what you could like your overall way of how to see shit. You know what I'm saying? Like in a way, like don't get it fucked up. Like a lot of us don't have good products. A lot of us have fucked up products and try to push that out to the world and think the universe is gonna respect that. I think God's gonna respect that because it's something we created. But when you understand now, if you just understand, go to if you go to God for shit like that, like I got God in speed dial, so I already know how to correlate shit like that too. So when you're doing shit like that, you gotta understand that you gotta know what to produce, what to give out to the, what to teach the universe. You know what I'm saying? It's like the universe is like it's like you're teaching the universe. The universe is like you are part of her creation. If you're a girl, you're part of his creation. So you have no other choice but to fuck with it. Like I'm saying, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Support it. You know what I'm saying? Respect it. You know what I'm saying? Like whether it be on its bullshit, just like you gotta know how to transmute that energy and show no, I want it to look like this. All right, no, girl, no, check. I'm trying. I want it to look like this. Don't fuck it. Don't fuck around and give me some shit like this. I don't need that. I've already had enough of that one. That's cool. I'm cool off that one. And she'll okay, okay. She'll be like that. So she'll understand it. Like you gotta treat it like your bitch for real. If you're a girl, you gotta treat it like your homie for real, like homie cheese for real. Shit like that. Now, when you're producing a product, you got like it's like you're producing gold. You're producing I got it's kind of hard here. I gotta open a window. You gotta you know what I'm saying, shit like that. But yeah, you gotta at least do something. Like you gotta at least produce something because if you're not producing anything, even if it's bad, at least you can produce try something out. If you're not trying something out, you're not doing the right thing. Like the whole point of being on Earth, being here is to produce something, is to create of your own vibe, create your own type shit. Like what's the whole point of you waiting for another life? Like being like, oh, now when I die, God got me, and I'm gonna be in heaven, and I'm gonna have eternal bliss, and yay, energy, energy, be the real Jews, uh, all Kemet, all that shit, like you, Christian, all that shit, uh, Jesus is God, all that shit, like you kind of lost, like you don't even have anything going on for you. You're going on from another man. You try to create your own vibe from another man's way of how they create their own vibe. You know what I'm saying? And you have no power with that. You're just building up that kind of it's kind of like Shakespeare. You're just kind of just building up that kind of creativity, just like Shakespeare. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's kind of like you got to understand how to situate yourself in certain situations in your life. You know what I'm saying? Like even if you're going through some helly shit, some shit you don't want to go through. Like if you learn how to just go through it and just understand what you're going through is just a situation. It's just a current way. It's just a current event. You're not in it. You're just of it. You understand what I'm saying? You're not in it. You're not actually in that. You're just of it. So you helped create that. So you can't hate on it. That's your child. You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that in a way. If you just understand, and it's your don't be scared of your own creations. What a lot of times a lot of things people do. Like they be scared of their own creations because it's like it's creation, evolution, mutation, right? Creation, evolution, creation where you create, evolution that goes through uh that world, and mutation. Y'all it has sex and creates shit, right? So it's kind of like that. So it's kind of like when you understand it, go through the shit like that, go through things like that. You understand that there's no if ands or buts about it. You know what I'm saying? You're a part of that. You know what I'm saying? You're not in it. You're a part of it. That's why I say I believe everything, but I believe in nothing. Because when you believe everything, you believe what people got. You believe what kind of ideas people got to say. You believe it, but you don't believe in it because you didn't have any parts of creating that idea. It was just something that you just heard from the grapevine of something that someone's point of perspective or someone's idea of that someone's point of view of how to see shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not that it really makes sense. It's just that it's just I believe it. I believe it. I believe it. I don't believe in it though, but I believe it. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like shit like that. So it's kind of like when you get better at shit like that, you can actually it's kind of shit. It's that you start having fun, the bad and good. Like you just start having fun. It's like because then you realize God is just teaching you shit. Like God is everywhere. You start to realize, man, God is in everything. You don't even gotta give a fuck anymore. Like you just gotta go through shit. Like it's funny. Like it's funny. Like I don't know. Like I can't really. You just gotta be there. You gotta understand what I'm trying to say. And when you understand that, you realize that, man. Like a lot of things in this world isn't your fault. Like too that and that and that. So like a lot of things aren't isn't your fault. A lot of things was help from other spirits that you know what I'm saying that try to misconduct your location in the esoteric realm. They try to just move you somewhere else because they see you're high vibrating here. I hate to use these words high and all that shit, but just for the sake of just bear with me, right? You're already in the high vibration here, and you got other spirits watching you from a distance, trying to misconstruct your spaceship with some treats, like or a boat, or esoteric transportation. They'd be like, no, come over here. We'll get here at this time, but then when we get there, we gonna get there and then show you some other shit that we can get to that can help you out here. Then when we get to that thing, and then but then we're still going over there. Don't get it fucked up. But we're gonna show you something that you can actually add to your shit. Then when you add that to your shit, you can actually like stop for a while and then ponder. And then when you ponder, that pondering actually creates another shit for you, and then you can see us again, and you can meet us up there, and then yeah. But we're still going there though. Don't get it fucked. We're still going there. Don't get it fucked up, and then you just get lost, and you motherfucker, and you got esoteric transportation. When you're not in control of your own transportation, like your own spaceship, you got other spirits trying to misguide you, and that's what I'm saying. Everything's not your fault. A lot of things. Then we blame ourselves for this. We're like, man, why the fuck this happened to me? Man, what the fuck is going on in my life? You start thinking all this is you, and it's not. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times it don't be you. I ain't gonna like not everything's your creation. Sometimes you're just really on God's mission, and then sometimes shit happens where like God. It's like it's not. I wouldn't say God's testing you, right? I say God trusts you in that situation. God knows you're not that gullible. You know what I'm saying? God only knows a person like you can only go through something like that and then not get mingled. You know what I'm saying? Re-guided. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like God fucks with you when you're able to just be like be fucked with. You know what I'm saying? Like just you know what I'm saying? If y'all get what I'm saying, right? God kind of fucks with you when you do shit like that because it shows it that you don't even like you don't give an untrustworthy vibe, right? You don't give no untrustworthy vibes. Like God's got to trust you first before anything else. He's got to see if you're really about what you say you're about. You know what I'm saying? And for you to even get there, you had to be in a certain way of thinking. So, you know what I'm saying? You had to be in a certain space. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna dirty the water. You had to be in a certain space and just look and just observe and just understand. Oh shit, okay, and it just and then you see, you know what I'm saying. And then when I'm not, yeah, but y'all get what I'm saying. When you're there, you're there, and when you're there, you understand that there's certain shit in certain ways that you can actually like better yourself and then put rims on your spaceship, put tools on your spaceship, upgrade your system. You get to better way like different places in esoteric realm, and it's like oh shit, you start having fun with this, and you say oh shit, and you can start doing like shit that all these movies maybe you start doing that shit for real though, like in real life, and then you can actually like construct that and take that to your everyday of thinking and everyday of life, and then you start to see what kind of mind state these individuals were to even think like this. Then you start seeing your footprints in the sand and how they summoned you, and then you start to see the other shit, and it's like crazy, like shit, but it's fun. Like you start to see where you are in the spiritual realm. You start like just like Angel and Buffy. You know what I'm saying? Lucifer on Netflix. All that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you just see these things. Like, and I never watched Lucifer. I watched like a couple, but I didn't. But I knew what they were getting at. It's like Angel and Buffy too. Like I watch more Angel. Like Buffy, I just skim through that, but I understand it. Like I know what they're saying. Like but when you understand, like man, like I think, let's see. I want to break down a certain episode. Which one was it? I don't know what really episode it was, but I know what they were doing. I'm not really that far into Angel, but I'm already like, I already know once it gets deeper when you get far into it, because I already seen like some clips on YouTube and shit like that. But so when there's a certain, I think so. Angel was there's this one cat. I forgot his name, but he works with Wolfram Hart, right? And they were doing he was trying to get out of it, like because of certain shit that was going on in that organization, right? And he was trying to figure out like some ways on how to like maneuver in that situation. Like he's trying to figure out some ways on how to like. Then he had to call Angel. He had to call an Angel, and for his help. And Angel already didn't trust him. Like he's already an Angel. Like, why should I trust you? Type shit. And then Angel, and then he was like, I think I think I wish I remember his name. That's crazy. But I think he said something or did like a show like a certain expression like that he's for real serious. And they'll do that. Like that's what they'll do. Like they'll do certain shit to make you. So it's like the feel bad energy. It's like the connection energy. Like it's like a certain thing. Like you gotta be in thinking. Like it's weird. Like just like that bald headed nigga. Like on with Angel and too. Like the reason they connect so well. Like as of now, because I don't know who else, but it's like they're already in a like the way these Masons were when they created Angel. Like there's a certain way of thinking that you gotta be in that you already like. It's already like what's understood doesn't need to be said. Like it's kind of like if you get it, you get it. So it's kind of like Wolfram and Hart. This cat was trying to get Angel to get him out of Wolfram and Hart and steal a certain like uh certain what is it called? It was like a slip or whatever to get him out of it, right? And so Angel dressed up and like he worked there, and they already knew he was they already knew he was in there, right? But that's not the point. The point is to see how far he could go with that, right? And when they were trying to see how far he can go with that, like that's why like they were question like they already because they were summoning it. Like he started to realize that these cats were summoning him for shit like that. They were trying to understand. Like, you're trying to make him alive. Like it was weird. Like when they say make him alive, that's just another word for summoning. They're trying to figure out how he, you know what I'm saying, how he be doing the things how he, you know what I'm saying, the way he be thinking, how he be shitting, like, you know what I'm saying, they be trying to think like how he does certain shit. So later on the show, they started to figure out that these cats they were summoning him, right? And when he really like, I think, damn, why I forget his name too. Y'all know the nigga with the glasses, like that he talks like this. I don't know, I can't say his dude's accent, but he has like, he's with that one chick. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? So yeah. So what's her name? I might remember her name. I don't even remember her name. But yeah, well, they were. He actually the nigga with the with the accent, like he's with the glasses and shit like that. He decoded what they were doing, and he realized that these cats were summoning him. And when they realized that in my mind, I seen that a whole different way. I seen that shit in a whole different. I didn't see it like they just summoned him and they just they randomly just seen it like. No, I seen like they were already aware of his presence and they're already aware of the shit, the certain mind he created for himself. Like he's already created for himself. So they're already aware of certain, like they even like Wolfram and Hart even summoned a certain demon to kill him, or not kill him, but I think it was to kill him. Man, I haven't watched this in a while, but I know what they be doing. Like I know what they be talking about, and they hired a certain demon to kill him. Long story short, the nigga that asked for Angel's help betrayed him. And if you already see that from a mile away, because you already know what kind of like shit, like it's like you gotta understand like why they do the shit they do. It's like, and they don't do it just because they do because that's how they created the world. Like bloodshed, but trust, but like so don't get, you know what I'm saying? So don't just, you know what I'm saying? If y'all get it, y'all get it. So it's kind of like you were in a certain way of just of being, right? And thinking. And that was just a little example, but like I could have gone deeper, but it's like I don't want to like you know what I'm saying. I don't want to just give power to all that like all that shit is right now. It just you get what you just understand what they're trying to pinpoint and get at. You know what I'm saying and shit like that. Well, I'll go for 6 more minutes. I'm going for an hour. But yeah, man, this shit is just some spiritual shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a spiritual game for your brain. Um, you know, like there's a lot of and it's like there's a lot of shit that you can um like you can see your footprints on a lot of these things, not even shows, but just in real life. Like if you're spiritual and you just see the way people be thinking and the way people's mindsets be and why people do things they do, you realize, man, you see their footprints in certain things and see where, where you did what you did and where you gotta clean up, where you gotta kill, what space you were in to come late. You better believe that, man. These cats when they were summoning these y'all from the soul group, especially Uriel, Archangel Uriel, they were already in certain spaces that they felt like why we were in where we were in these spaces was because we were how I say this we were in that certain way of mindset of thinking. You know what I'm saying? But little do you know, the mind ain't shit. The mind ain't even the spirit. Just because we were in these certain ways of thinking doesn't mean it's what we represent. So I'm saying when I say shit like you gotta learn what you gotta get rid of, what you gotta finish off, what you gotta kill, what you gotta rearrange the words of what you meant by that shit. Like a lot of times, if you do fuck with certain shit you did that these cats summoned you for, you realize that you can actually like explain what you actually meant in certain aspects of that type of time, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like shit like that. Like I'll be aware of certain shit that I was a part of, but I wasn't thinking like a certain way of what they thought I was doing it because I was doing it. Like I was doing it because I had to do it. Like it's weird. But it's not even like because I had to do it. It's because like these words don't explain what we be trying to mean. But it's like we do it because like this certain like the way we already in as a spirit. It's like the mind goes in a certain line of events of how what depending on how powerful you are as you are as a spirit, right? So when you're already thinking a certain way, right, you got like certain other spirits that see that from a mile away, see what, but they see like it's like it's like they see it, but they try to understand why you're still in it, like why you still believe that's you. And it's not that we believe that it's us, it's that we're trying to finish what we started. You know what I'm saying? And finishing what you started, sometimes it's a good thing if when you finish it, the outcome was positive. Now, if you finish it and the outcome was negative, that must mean when you were in that certain space, you were already in a low vibrational space that you didn't have to be in. But the reason you went ahead and did it is because you probably lost, or you are probably already in hell and trying to figure out certain ways and how to decipher that and what that meant to you. But when I say like shit like that, it's like you should be wise enough to know that but your mind is still not you. I mean, your spirit is still not the mind. You know, y'all understand what I'm saying? It's just your spirit creates certain minds. Your spirit creates certain ways of thinking. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. And when you know how to situate yourself and things like that, you it's like you get better and better at understanding certain ways and how to get to certain spaces in your life. And then you start to realize that a lot of these things that we get lost in, not even get lost in, but a lot of these things that we endure in our lives was the main reason was just for the experience. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we just like going through experience, whether it be negative or positive. As spirits, we like train wreck stories. As spirits, we just like going through shit because we like to see what the outcome was and why we chose to go through certain shit in our lives. You know what I'm saying? Everything that happened in your life was because of you, period. It wasn't because of the other person, it wasn't because of this person, it wasn't because of that person. It was you. Do you take responsibility? You take spiritual responsibility. You take spiritual responsibility for shit you do in your life. It's getting dark. But you take spiritual responsibility for the shit you do in your fucking life. You never let another person get the satisfaction because shit happened because of them. No, nigga, what the fuck? You. uh, but y'all, you know what I'm saying? But shit like that. But it's kind of like a lot of times we, if you like to go through not like to, if you like to go through shit like how I say this like like let's say you like to dream about like flying. I know I like to dream about flying. Uh, you like to dream about money. Uh, you like to dream about teaching others. Uh, uh, you like to dream of being like you like to dream of being like in like mansions, like big ass places, like big, like expensive ass areas in your life, like shit like that. That kind of lets you know what kind of mind state you're already in as a spirit. Like in 3D, you probably always passionate for shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You probably subconsciously think about shit like that, even when you're not thinking like that, shit like that. You probably subconsciously, like you probably like you probably playing video games or whatever. You probably making music and or not even making music, or you probably like writing a book or doing art, and you're subconsciously thinking of skydiving. It's not that you like skydiving. It's that you're already as a spirit. You're already in a place of sacrificing. You know what I'm saying? You're already in a place of uh uh whether it be enjoyment or whether it be uh whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? You're already in that area of life. So when you're already in that kind of way of thinking, right? You realize that that's maybe why just the way you wrote this shit, or the way you art your shit, or the way you rap your shit has something to do with diving or skydiving, or not skydiving, or just the fall. You know what I'm saying? Or an excitement in your life. That's what I mean when I say something. Damn, I thought I wasn't sick. I'm not. I don't feel sick. I can talk and shit. Like nigga, I like feeling like this. I still just have the cough, so it's kind of like it's phony. Like it's like it doesn't hurt though. Like when I was yesterday when I was coughing, that shit was hurting. Like I almost puked. Like my chest got stuck. Like, that shit was phony. Like I hate that. But I like that. I like that I'm feeling like this now. I got energy all of a sudden. Like it's not the monster, but it may be. I don't know. I don't know. And when you're sick, it's not good to drink cold things. But I just drink like I'm just drinking a cold. It's not cold anymore, but it was cold. But it's like room temperature. But when you're sick and you do drink cold things, what you're doing in your body, right? You kind of like your body's already going through like heat and transformation and shit like that. And like when you drink something hot, it matches that and it makes it like how I say this. It makes it like it makes it the same way, like just more rapid. But at least you got the same thing that's going on with your body. You got it going on with your drink. So it's kind of like you can actually like go go in your body, you go in your body type shit and figure shit out. Like if you should be drinking quicker, slower, leave it to get a little warm up, drink it mild, whatever, and shit like that. Now, when you drink something cold and you're sick, because your body's going through heat and shit like that, and all that shit like that, right? Not even heat, but just like it's going through like a big ass. Y'all ever look at the ocean? If you're seeing big ass waves like big ass tides, big ass currents. I'll be going to Lynn sometimes, and when I be going there, uh, like there's like a beach area. I forgot where it's at, but it's like when I be going there type shit, there's like a big and it stinks too. That shit smells sometimes. You can see the big ass waves and shit like that. Or if you just go look at a beach or a ocean or whatever, you see them big. That's kind of what's going on in your body, but it's like it's going on like rapidly. That means your shit is working. That means your organs are working. They just create different blood flow. So anytime you're sick, you're really just creating different blood flow for yourself. So when you drink something cold, it's like big ass boom, boom, blockage. Like it's like, but they go through though. They don't get stuck because you're already like heat. Like you're already like heated. Like you start your body. Your body is water. And I'm gonna make a video. I'm gonna post it tonight. The sun is not a light, and the moon is a reflection. I'm gonna post that tonight. I'm gonna get deeper than that. I might go live. I might not. It depends on how I'm situated right now. But when you drink something cold, what it does is kind of like, because if you're not sick and you drink something cold, it kind of, that's how you get stuck. You get stuck to your shit and like that. It doesn't move in areas. But when you are sick and you drink something cold, it's like it's like shit's always like, it's already heat and cold, so shit can actually goes through it. But the problem is it could still get stuck in certain areas. But when it gets stuck in certain areas, you gotta like learn how to move that away. Like let's say you're already going through the heat and maneuvering. Like let's say it might play out you pissing a lot. You know what I'm saying? Or it might play out you taking a shit or something. It's kind of you getting rid of not the actual substance, but you're getting rid of that blood that got it caught in that area. Then it's letting that shit move to different areas. And then when it moves to different areas, then it starts playing out. You might piss it out the next day or next whatever or next hour or whatever the shit, or shit it out or vomit it out or shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Or play out your cum grows in your hair, your nails. You know what I'm saying? All that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like your blood is always gonna be taking shits. Like pee is basically a different version of shit. Like all these are different versions of blood. And if y'all get what I'm saying, all these are different versions of blood and shit like that and things of that nature. So when you understand that these are just how shit and farming. These are just how your body releases certain shit and like then and they're fumes too. Don't get it wrong, they're fumes too. There's different ways in how to you see them. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, when you do drink something cold, that shit happens, right? So you don't gotta count on it getting stuck if you know what you're doing, right? Like I ain't gonna hold you. Like right now, I'm drinking it and it's not even cold anymore. It's just room temperature. So now that I'm drinking it just plays out and it's not hot. It's just like it's like in fall right now. It's like Uriel. It's like mist. It's like so already I'm expecting the fall. This whole sickness in my body is fade away eventually, like by the end of tonight, but today or something like that. So I'm not counting this to stay too long, but it's getting dark, so I'm gonna end this right here. So shit like that, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all for watching. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucking I love and appreciate all y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to build up my shit so I can uh get to a top YouTuber, and I ain't trying to get to the top of the YouTube community. I'm just trying to get I'm trying to at least change the world in business, religion, education, entertainment, and politics. Politics, right? And change all five pillars and be a part of that change and know I'm doing something for God. And that when God's here, like nigga, when God's children are here, we want to be the presidents. We want to be a part of the government. Like when I say government, I'm talking about like nigga, we got like we want to be no like you know what I'm saying. Like we want government soul group too. Like nigga, shout flight boss out, shout Archangel Uriel. Like just give us a flight's air. You know what I'm saying? Just be like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't even gotta be anything like crazy, but just at least like we know we're doing something for God, and then we got another one for God, and that's all we're here for. That's all. That's all God's children is here for. We're here like to not just to switch shit up, like when you can do shit like that, you realize that you don't even have to be so constructed in the way and how to see things. Like you don't got to see things in one point of view. You can see things in so many multiple point of views, and at the same time, you cannot give a fuck about any of those, because you're always in creation mode. You're always in different concepts in your mind, different beaches, different realms of reality, different you know what I'm saying, different ways of thinking, different ideas and shit like that. And when you're like that, it's like you're unfuckable. You know what I'm saying? You can just you can fly your plane anywhere you want in the esoteric realm. You got the free what's it called? You got the free pass anywhere you can go, nigga. You're accepted everywhere. Like niggas fuck with you up there, then it start niggas fuck with you down here. Like that's how it's supposed to be. And nigga, like it's not supposed to be like you make enemies everywhere you go, and you like you make enemies all around the world and all up there. And so you're out here just being flunked out, and you're playing out a snake, or you're playing out a roach, or you're playing out a parasite, you're playing out a tapeworm, you're playing out a frog, you're playing out a rabbit, or you're playing out a raccoon. Like nigga, you play out a star. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to play out a star, and be a master of all your hobbies, and just know that what you're doing is for the better cause, and for shit like that is then you doing shit for God, and you do shit God's way, and yeah, that's it. And I appreciate y'all, and I love y'all. Thank you.